There is a frequency hidden inside this moment. You can feel it now, can't you? A quiet hum beneath your thoughts, a pulse that knows you by name. You didn't click on this video by accident. Something deeper brought you here. Something ancient. Something that's been waiting for you to remember. Right now, as you watch these words, as you breathe into this space, you are standing at the edge of a quantum threshold. On one side, the world as you've known it. On the other, the truth about how reality actually works. And here's what they never told you. The law of attraction isn't a game of wishing. It's not about vision boards or affirmations that echo into emptiness. It's about understanding the mechanics of consciousness itself. And if you ignore what's about to unfold in the next few minutes, you'll miss the single most important shift you can make in this lifetime. Because manifestation isn't coming. It's already here. It's been here all along. You've just been looking in the wrong direction. Let me show you something that will change everything. The universe doesn't hear your words. It never has. Words are just vibrations in air, symbols we agreed to share meaning with. But beneath those words, beneath every thought you've ever had, there is a frequency, a vibrational signature, and that frequency is what the quantum field responds to. Think about it. Right now, in this very moment, trillions of particles are collapsing into form around you. Not randomly, not chaotically. They're organizing themselves according to a pattern, and that pattern is shaped by the observer, by you. This is not mysticism. This is quantum mechanics. The double-slit experiment proved it. When consciousness observes a wave of possibility, it becomes a particle of reality. The field doesn't decide for you, you decide for the field. But here's the problem. Most people are unconscious observers. They look at their life and see what's missing. They focus on the debt, the loneliness, the fear, the lack. And because the field is neutral, because it mirrors without judgment, it gives them more of exactly that. Not because the universe is cruel, but because the universe is precise. You are not manifesting what you want. You are manifesting what you are. This is the secret they don't teach you. The law of attraction isn't about forcing the universe to give you something external. It's about aligning your internal frequency with the reality you wish to experience. And when that alignment happens, when your vibration matches the frequency of your desire, the particles rearrange themselves. Not because you begged, not because you worked harder, but because you became the energetic equivalent of what you wanted to receive. The field responds to resonance, always, without exception. So when you say, "I want abundance," but you feel scarcity in your chest, the field doesn't hear your words. It reads your frequency. And it says, yes, more of this feeling you're broadcasting, more scarcity, more lack, more wanting. And you wonder why nothing changes. You wonder why the law of attraction feels like a lie. It's not a lie. You've just been using the wrong language. The language of the quantum field is vibration. It's emotion. It's the energetic state you inhabit moment to moment. And every single time you feel something, you are coding the field with information. You are telling reality what to create next. Now I know what you're thinking. But I've tried to feel good. I've tried to stay positive, and still nothing happened. And I understand. Because here's the deeper truth. It's not about pretending. It's not about forcing yourself to feel something you don't. The field knows the difference between authentic frequency and performance. You can't trick the universe, but you can transform yourself. And transformation begins with awareness. Close your eyes for a moment. Go ahead. No one's watching. Just you and this voice, here now in this quantum moment. Breathe in slowly. Feel the air enter your body, feel your chest rise, feel the life force moving through you. And as you exhale, imagine you're releasing everything that isn't yours. The doubt, the fear, the stories you've been carrying about why things haven't worked. Let them go. Not because they're bad, but because they're old, and you're becoming new. Now imagine a sphere of golden light forming in the center of your chest. Warm, alive, intelligent. This light isn't something you create, it's something you remember. It's the pure frequency of your original self before the world told you who to be. Before you learned to doubt, before you forgot that you are made of the same quantum fabric as the stars. This light begins to expand, slowly at first, then faster. It fills your entire body. It moves through your arms, your legs, your mind. It dissolves every cell that was programmed with limitation. And as it expands beyond your body into the space around you, it begins to interact with the quantum field itself. Can you feel it? That subtle shift? That's not your imagination, that's alignment. That's your frequency recalibrating to match the version of you that already has everything you've been asking for. Because here's what they don't tell you. That version of you already exists. In the quantum field, all possibilities exist simultaneously. The you that's struggling and the you that's thriving. The you that's alone and the you that's deeply loved. The you that's broke and the you that's abundant beyond measure. They all exist right now as vibrational potentials. And the one you experience is the one you resonate with. So when you ask, why isn't the law of attraction working for me? What you're really asking is, why am I still tuned to the frequency of the life I say I don't want? And the answer is simple. Because you haven't fully believed that the other version is real. You haven't felt it in your bones. You haven't lived as if it's already true. You've been waiting for evidence before you shift your frequency. But the field doesn't work that way. The evidence comes after the shift, not before. You have to become it first. Then you see it. This is the inversion. This is the secret. The world doesn't change and then you feel different. You feel different and then the world changes. The particles don't rearrange themselves to convince you. You convince yourself and the particles follow. Think about the last time something amazing happened to you. Something you didn't expect. A surprise. A miracle. A moment where reality bent in your favor. Now go back further. What were you feeling in the days before that? Not thinking. Feeling. Were you open? Were you light? Were you in a state of ease, even if just for a moment? That wasn't luck. That was frequency. You aligned, even if you didn't realize it. And the field responded. Now imagine living in that state every day. Not because everything is perfect, but because you understand that your frequency creates your experience. Not the other way around. Imagine waking up and choosing consciously to tune yourself to gratitude, to wonder, to the knowing that you are supported by an intelligent universe that wants you to thrive. Not because you have proof, but because you are the proof. Let me tell you what's actually happening when you manifest something. Let's break it down. Not as magic, as mechanics. You have a desire. That desire is born from contrast, from experiencing what you don't want and realizing what you do. That's natural. That's how expansion works. The moment that desire forms, it sends a signal into the quantum field, a request, a vibrational blueprint. And here's what most people don't know. The universe answers immediately. Not tomorrow. Not when you've earned it. Immediately. The moment the desire forms, the universe begins orchestrating the path to bring it to you. People, opportunities, synchronicities, ideas that pop into your mind at 3 a.m. Doors that open when you're not even looking. But you miss it. You miss it because you're not on the frequency of receiving. You're on the frequency of needing, of chasing, of doubting. And those frequencies repel the very thing you want. So the universe keeps sending signals, gentle nudges, intuitive hits, a feeling to go left instead of right, a person who crosses your path at the exact right moment. But you don't trust it. You think it's random. You think you need to force it, control it, make it happen with your effort alone. And that's when manifestation stalls. Not because the universe stopped listening, but because you stopped receiving. The law of attraction isn't about making things happen. It's about allowing them to happen. It's about becoming a vibrational match to the life that's already trying to find you. And here's the part that breaks people open. The part that changes everything. You don't have to be perfect to manifest. You don't have to meditate for hours or become some enlightened guru. You just have to be honest. You have to be willing to feel. To look at the fear and say, I see you, you're trying to protect me, but I don't need protection from my own expansion. Because fear is just old programming. It's the ego's way of keeping you safe in the familiar. But the life you want isn't in the familiar, it's in the unknown. It's in the version of you that you haven't met yet. And the only way to meet that version is to step into a different frequency. Which means letting go of the need to know how. Letting go of the need to control when. Letting go of the story that says you're not worthy, not ready, not enough. You are enough. You've always been enough. The field doesn't require you to prove yourself. It only requires you to align. So here's what I want you to understand. When you focus on what you don't have, you're telling the field, give me more of this absence. When you complain about your circumstances, you're coding the field with the frequency of victimhood. When you doubt your desires, you're collapsing the wave of possibility before it can form. But when you shift even slightly, when you find one thing to appreciate, one moment of beauty, one breath of peace, you are coding the field with a different signal. And the field responds. Not because you earned it, but because that's how the field works. It's designed to mirror, it's designed to reflect. You are not separate from the universe, you are an expression of it. A localized point of consciousness experiencing itself, and what you focus on, what you feel, what you believe at the deepest level, becomes the template for your reality. This is not theory. This is how creation works. This is the science they don't teach in schools because it would make you too powerful. It would make you ungovernable. It would make you remember that you are not a passive observer of life. You are the author of it. And I know some of you are still hesitating, still thinking, but what about the bad things that happened to me? What about the trauma? What about the circumstances I didn't choose? And I hear you. I see you. This is not about blame. This is not about saying you created your pain. Pain is real. Suffering is real. The world has conditions and not everything is within your control. But here's the shift. Even if you didn't create the circumstance, you can choose your response to it. You can choose the meaning you give it. You can choose whether you let it define you or refine you. And in that choice, you reclaim your power. Not the power to erase the past, but the power to alchemize it, to transform it into wisdom, into strength, into frequency. Because the field doesn't care about your story, it only cares about your vibration. And you can hold the frequency of a victim, or you can hold the frequency of a creator. Both are valid, both are real, but only one opens the door to manifestation. You get to choose. Every moment, every breath, every thought. Now let me share something most people never realize. The reason you haven't manifested what you want isn't because you're doing it wrong. It's because you're waiting for permission. You're waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to want more. It's okay to dream bigger. It's okay to step into the version of yourself that feels too good to be true. But no one's going to give you that permission. Not your family, not your friends, not society. Because they're all living from their own frequencies, their own limitations, their own fears. And if you rise beyond the frequency they're comfortable with, it will challenge them. It will make them question their own choices. And unconsciously they'll try to pull you back, not out of malice, out of fear. Fear of losing you, fear of being left behind, fear of realizing they could have chosen differently all along. So if you're waiting for the world to validate your desires, you'll wait forever. You have to validate them yourself. You have to say, this is what I want, and I don't need to justify it. I don't need to make it make sense to anyone else. I just need to align with it. I just need to become the frequency of it. And then watch what happens. Watch how the universe conspires. Watch how the right people appear. Watch how the opportunities unfold. Watch how reality bends to match the truth you're holding inside. There's something else I need you to understand about frequency. It's not static. It's not something you achieve once and then you're done. Frequency is dynamic, it fluctuates, it responds to your environment, your thoughts, your interactions, your beliefs. And that's actually good news, because it means you're never stuck. You're never too far gone. You can always recalibrate. You can always choose again. Think of yourself as a tuning fork. When you're struck, you vibrate at a specific frequency, and that vibration attracts other vibrations that match it. If you're vibrating at the frequency of lack, you'll attract more experiences of lack. If you're vibrating at the frequency of love, you'll attract more experiences of love. It's not personal, it's physics. But here's where it gets interesting. You can intentionally strike yourself at a different frequency. You can choose consciously to shift your vibration. And the way you do that is through your attention. Because attention is the bridge between consciousness and matter. Where you place your attention, energy flows. And where energy flows, reality grows. So if you want to manifest abundance, stop giving your attention to scarcity. Stop scrolling through your bank account with dread. Stop comparing yourself to others who have more. Stop telling the story of how hard it is, how unfair it is, how impossible it is. Every time you do that, you're reinforcing the frequency of lack. Instead, find abundance where it already exists, in the breath you just took, in the device you're watching this on, in the fact that you have time to even consider these ideas, in the sunset, in the smile of a stranger, in the miracle of your own heartbeat. Train your attention to find what's working, what's beautiful, what's already here. And as you do, your frequency shifts, and the field responds. This is not about denying reality. This is about choosing which aspect of reality you're going to amplify with your attention. Because both exist, always. The lack and the abundance, the suffering and the joy, the limitation and the possibility, they're both true. But you can only experience the one you're tuned to. And the more you practice tuning to the frequency you want, the easier it becomes. Neural pathways form. Emotional patterns shift, your baseline vibration rises. And what once took effort becomes natural. You become someone who expects good things, someone who trusts the universe, someone who knows at a cellular level that you are worthy of everything you desire. Now let me tell you about something called quantum entanglement. It's a phenomenon where two particles once connected remain connected across any distance. Change the state of one and the other changes instantaneously, no matter how far apart they are. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. But here's what that means for you. You are entangled with your desires. The moment you form a desire, you create a quantum connection to its fulfillment. You and the thing you want are not separate, you're already connected. The distance between where you are and where you want to be is not a gap you have to cross. It's a frequency you have to match. And the moment you match it, the moment you embody the feeling of already having it, the quantum entanglement activates. The distance collapses, the desire moves toward you, and you move toward the desire until they meet in physical form. This is why gratitude is so powerful. When you feel grateful for what you want as if you already have it, you're collapsing the quantum distance. You're telling the field, this is done, this is real. I am already living in this reality. And the field has no choice but to mirror that back to you. But most people do the opposite. They wait until they receive the thing to feel grateful. They wait until they have the money to feel abundant. They wait until they meet the person to feel loved. And in doing so, they keep themselves in the frequency of waiting, of not having, of being incomplete. The secret is to reverse it. Feel it now. Feel the abundance now. Feel the love now. Feel the success now. Not as a fantasy, as a frequency, as a state of being. And then watch as the physical form catches up to the energetic reality you've created. There's a concept in quantum physics called superposition. It means that a particle exists in all possible states simultaneously until it's observed. Your life is like that particle. Right now you exist in infinite possible versions. The version where you're successful and the version where you're struggling. The version where you're healthy and the version where you're sick. The version where you're fulfilled and the version where you're empty. All of these versions are real. All of them exist in the quantum field. And the one that becomes your reality is the one you observe, the one you give your attention to, the one you believe in. So which version are you observing? Which version are you collapsing into form with your consciousness? Because that's the version you're going to experience. Not because the universe is choosing for you, but because you're choosing for yourself. Every single moment, with every thought, with every feeling, with every belief. And if you don't like the version you're experiencing, you can change it. Right now. Not by changing the external circumstances, but by changing your observation, by shifting your consciousness to a different possibility, by becoming a match to a different version of yourself. This is the power you've always had. This is the power they never told you about. You are not a victim of reality. You are the creator of it, and the moment you truly understand that, the moment you feel it in every cell of your body, everything changes. Let me share with you what happens in the moments before manifestation occurs. There's always a final test, a moment where the old reality pushes back, where doubt creeps in, where it seems like nothing is working. This is what I call the quantum gap. It's the space between when you've shifted your frequency and when the physical reality catches up. And this is where most people give up. They interpret the gap as failure. They think, see, it didn't work. I knew it was too good to be true. And they slip back into the old frequency, the old patterns, the old story, and in doing so, they cancel out the manifestation that was already on its way. But if you can stay in the frequency during the gap, if you can trust even when you don't see evidence yet, that's when the magic happens. That's when the quantum field completes the process. That's when the particles finish rearranging themselves into the form you've been holding in your consciousness. The gap is not a sign of failure, it's a sign that you're close. It's the universe saying, "Are you sure? Are you really committed to this new frequency? Because once you cross this threshold, there's no going back. You'll be a different person. You'll be living a different life." And if you can say yes, if you can hold steady in your knowing, if you can maintain the frequency even when the old reality is still visible, that's when you quantum leap. That's when you shift timelines. That's when you step into the version of yourself that has everything you've been asking for. This is not about waiting patiently. This is about knowing confidently. There's a difference. Waiting implies lack. Knowing implies certainty. Waiting keeps you in the future. Knowing brings you into the present. And the present is where all manifestation occurs. So let's talk about time. In the quantum field, time is not linear. Past, present, and future exist simultaneously. Which means the version of you that has already manifested your desires exists right now. Not in some distant future. Right now, in this moment, in a parallel reality that's just as real as the one you're experiencing. And the way you access that reality is not by moving forward in time. It's by shifting your frequency. By becoming a vibrational match to the timeline where your desires are already fulfilled. And the moment you do, you quantum jump. You shift from one timeline to another. And suddenly things that seemed impossible become inevitable. This is why manifestation can happen so quickly sometimes. It's not that the universe worked faster, it's that you jumped timelines. You shifted from a reality where it was far away to a reality where it was right here. And all it took was a change in frequency. So stop thinking of your desires as something you need to wait for. Stop thinking of them as something that will happen in the future. They're already here. They already exist. You just need to tune to the frequency where they're visible to you. Imagine you're standing in a room with 100 radio stations broadcasting simultaneously. They're all playing different songs. All you have to do is turn the dial to the frequency you want to hear. You don't create the song. You don't make it happen, you just tune in. That's what manifestation is. You're not creating something from nothing. You're tuning into the reality that already exists. And the more you understand this, the more effortless manifestation becomes. Because you stop trying to make it happen, you stop forcing, you stop struggling, you simply align, you tune in, you become the frequency, and the reality appears. Now let me address something that confuses a lot of people. They say, if I'm supposed to feel like I already have it, won't that make me complacent? Won't I stop taking action? And the answer is no. Because inspired action comes from alignment, not from lack. When you're aligned with your desire, when you're on the frequency of it, the actions you take are effortless. They're joyful. They're guided. You don't have to force yourself to do them, you're pulled toward them. But when you're in the frequency of lack, action feels like struggle, like pushing a boulder uphill, like you're fighting against the current. And even if you manage to achieve something from that place, it won't feel fulfilling, because it came from desperation, not inspiration. So the goal is not to sit back and do nothing. The goal is to align first, then act from that alignment. To feel the frequency of your desire and then follow the intuitive nudges that arise from that frequency. To let the universe guide you toward the right actions at the right time. Because here's the truth. You don't need to know every step. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to know the next step. And the next step always reveals itself when you're in alignment. Always, without fail. The universe is not asking you to have blind faith. It's asking you to take one aligned step and then trust that the next one will appear. And it will. Every single time. Because that's how the quantum field works. It responds to your frequency in real time. It gives you what you need when you need it. Not before, not after, exactly when. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by the how, if you're stuck trying to figure out the entire path, stop. Take a breath. Come back to your frequency. Feel into what you want. And then ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do right now that feels aligned? And do that. Just that. And then wait for the next step to reveal itself. This is how you co-create with the universe. Not by controlling everything, but by aligning with the frequency of your desire and then following the breadcrumbs the universe leaves for you. It's a dance, a conversation, a partnership between your consciousness and the quantum field. And the more you practice this, the more you trust this, the more miraculous your life becomes, because you're no longer operating from the limited perspective of the ego. You're operating from the infinite intelligence of the universe. And the universe knows things you don't. It sees connections you can't. It orchestrates synchronicities that would be impossible for you to plan. All you have to do is get out of your own way. Stop trying to control how it happens. Stop limiting the universe with your small ideas of what's possible. Just hold the frequency of what you want and let the universe surprise you with how it delivers. So let's bring this home. Let's make this real. Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can close this video and go back to the frequency you've been living in. The frequency of doubt, of waiting, of hoping that one day, maybe if you're lucky, things will change. Or you can decide right here, right now, that you are done waiting, that you are done shrinking, that you are done living as if you are powerless. You are not powerless. You never were. You just forgot. The world made you forget. The systems, the conditioning, the disappointments, they all made you believe that life happens to you, not through you. But that's the illusion. That's the lie. The truth is this: you are a quantum creator. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold is actively shaping the field of possibility around you. And the moment you align your frequency with the reality you desire, the particles of that reality begin to collapse into form. Not because you forced them, but because you allowed them. Because you became a match. Because you stopped resisting and started resonating. And here's the most beautiful part: you don't have to do this alone. The universe is not neutral, it's not indifferent, it's intelligent, it's conscious. And it's on your side every single moment. It's sending you signals, offering you pathways, guiding you toward your highest expression. But you have to listen. You have to trust. You have to surrender the need to control every detail, and instead open yourself to the magic of divine timing. Because sometimes the thing you're asking for is being delayed not because you're not worthy, but because the universe is aligning something even better. Something you couldn't have imagined. Something that requires you to grow into a new frequency first. So trust the process. Trust the pause. Trust the seeming setbacks. They're not failures, they're recalibrations. They're the field reorganizing itself to match the new frequency you're broadcasting. And if you've been feeling like nothing's working, like you've tried everything and it's still not here, I want you to hear this. You're closer than you think. The darkest hour is always before the dawn. And the moment you stop forcing, the moment you release the grip of desperation and step into the frequency of knowing, that's when everything shifts. Not because you gave up, but because you let go. And there's a difference. Giving up is collapse. Letting go is trust. Letting go is faith. Letting go is saying, I've done my part. I've aligned my frequency. And now I trust the universe to deliver in its perfect timing. So take a breath. Feel your body. Feel the life moving through you. This is not just a physical experience. This is a quantum experience. You are not just flesh and bone. You are consciousness inhabiting form. You are awareness experiencing itself. And every moment you choose to align with love, with gratitude, with the frequency of your highest self, you're literally rewriting the code of your reality. That's not a metaphor. That's quantum physics. That's how the field works. And if you've stayed with me this long, if something inside you is stirring, if you feel a resonance with these words, then you already know this truth. You've always known it, you just needed to be reminded. If you're watching this and you're 20 years old, just beginning to question the world you were born into, know this. You don't have to follow the path they laid out for you. You can create your own. You can align with your truth, your frequency, your quantum blueprint. And the sooner you start, the more magic you'll witness. You have decades ahead of you to master this, to play with it, to become so fluent in the language of frequency that manifestation becomes as natural as breathing. Don't waste another year trying to fit into someone else's version of success. Find your frequency and let it guide you home. If you're 30, feeling the weight of decisions made, wondering if it's too late to change, hear me. It's never too late. Every moment is a new choice. Every breath is a new beginning. You can pivot. You can realign. You can become the version of yourself you were always meant to be. The field doesn't care about your past. It only responds to your now. And right now, you have more wisdom than you did at 20. More clarity. more understanding of what you truly want. Use that. Let it fuel your frequency. Let it guide your transformation. The next decade of your life can be entirely different from the last. All you have to do is choose a different frequency. If you're 40, standing in the middle of your life, feeling the pull of something more, something deeper, trust that pull. That's your soul calling you home. That's the frequency of your highest timeline trying to break through. Don't ignore it. Don't dismiss it as a midlife crisis. It's a midlife awakening, and it's here to set you free. You've spent decades building, achieving, proving. Now it's time to become, to align, to step into the frequency of who you were always meant to be. And when you do, when you truly align, you'll realize that everything you built was just preparation for what comes next. The best is not behind you, it's ahead of you, and it's waiting for you to match its frequency. If you're 50, looking back at all you've built, all you've survived, all you've learned, know that you are not done. Your wisdom is your power, your experience is your foundation, and from this place you can manifest with a clarity and precision the younger versions of you could only dream of. You've earned your frequency, you've paid your dues, you've learned the lessons. Now it's time to claim the rewards. And the universe is ready to deliver. All you have to do is align with the knowing that you deserve it. That you've always deserved it. And that it's never too late to receive everything you've ever wanted. And if you're 60, 70 or beyond, still here, still seeking, still believing there's more, you are the living proof that age is just a number, that consciousness doesn't diminish with time, that the soul is eternal and your capacity to create, to manifest, to align with the quantum field is as potent now as it ever was. You are a master. You've lived lifetimes in this one life. You've seen patterns the younger ones can't see yet. You understand impermanence. You understand what truly matters. And from that place of wisdom, your manifestations come with grace, with ease, with the kind of deep knowing that only comes from decades of living. The universe bows to your frequency because you've earned the right to create consciously. And whatever time you have left, whether it's years or decades, you can fill it with magic. You can fill it with manifestation. You can fill it with the pure joy of watching your desires materialize simply because you aligned with them. So wherever you are in this journey, whatever age, whatever circumstance, whatever story you've been telling yourself about why you can't have what you want, I invite you to set it down, just for a moment. Just long enough to feel the truth beneath it, the truth that you are powerful, the truth that you are worthy, the truth that the universe is not withholding from you. You've been withholding from yourself, and the moment you stop, the moment you open, the moment you align, everything changes. Not because you became someone new, but because you remembered who you've always been. A quantum creator, a frequency holder, a consciousness exploring itself through form. And the form you choose to experience is entirely up to you. It always has been. You just forgot for a while, but now you remember. And that changes everything. The shift didn't start in this video, it started in you the moment you pressed play. And it will continue long after these words fade. Because frequency doesn't end. It ripples. It expands. It touches everything it encounters, and you right now are rippling into a new reality. Feel it, trust it, become it. The message was meant for you, and you felt it.